From underneath the car, I have a collection bucket right here, and this right here is your radiator drain Petcock. So let's open that up. Sometimes you might need pliers. Oh, and also if you have a splash shield here, you would go ahead and remove that first. I don't have one. But sometimes you might need pliers. Other times you can just get it loose by hand. Don't take it all the way out, but just remove it enough for coolant to start draining, and then we'll lower the car, or if you're not on a lift, then just go up top, remove the radiator cap, and that should allow much more flow to come out of here. Like I said, now up on top, you can remove the radiator cap, set that aside. This will help things drain a little bit faster. And while we wait for it to drain, let's remove the upper radiator hose. That requires removing this clamp. Squeeze the clamp, pull it to the side, or pull it off of the fitting here. Give this hose a twist to break it free. And if it doesn't, we might need to use a little bit of plier force here. However, when you do this, be very gentle because you don't want to break the hose. You just want to wiggle it to break it free. There we go. All right, that is the sound of it breaking free. Now you can pull it off of the radiator. Set it out of your way here. Let's also take off the overflow hose. There we go. Over here, take that off. Set that aside. With a 10mm socket, remove this bolt right here that holds the overflow onto this fan. And with that out, you can just remove the overflow tank, set that aside. Next are 2 bolts that hold this fan onto the radiator. One here, one here. Let's remove both. Now you can take the fan, pull it up a little bit, and this will make it a little bit easier to disconnect it at this point. There's the electrical connector, unplug it, set this aside. At this point, if you look from above, you can see where the Petcock is, so I'm just going to go ahead and plug it. Make it nice and tight, and then I'm going to take my collection bucket away. Now take this fan, slide it down, put in the 2 mounting bolts. I like to put a little bit of anti-seize on these because a lot of times they like to seize up over time. Let's put the overflow tank back in. Make sure it lines up at the bottom. It has a little mounting hole. This slides into that. Just like this. Bolt on the top. Route the overflow hose through these little retainers on the fan. And let's plug this in. Make sure it's bottomed out all the way. Now get the upper radiator hose, slide this on all the way. Let's put the clamp on. Okay. With the hose that I'm reusing, I like to get it as close as possible to how it was before. As you can see, the hose already has an outline of where the clamp used to be, and if it sits on that same outline, it's more likely to make a perfect seal. And don't forget to reconnect this fan. I have a spill-free funnel that I installed here, and I'm going to use this to fill up the cooling system. This will also help burp the air out because it's the highest point in the cooling system. So just go ahead and fill it with manufacturer's specified coolant. You can refer to your owner's manual if you're not sure what to use. So I'm just going to fill this until it stops bubbling, and then I'll leave the funnel about a quarter of the way full. Then I'll run the vehicle and make sure the heat is on inside the car. That way the coolant can circulate through the heater core. I'll wait for the car to warm up, and hopefully the cooling fans will turn on. Pay attention to the temperature gauge to make sure it doesn't go above the hot, and then we'll shut it off once the car has reached operating temperature. Let it cool down, and then we'll cap it off. Now that the car has ran, I'm just going to cap this off, remove the funnel, and I'm going to put the rest in my overflow tank until the tank reaches the maximum fill line, which you can see on the side of it. Oh, right there, tank is full. I'll remove my attachment and put the radiator cap on, take it for a road test.